Hello, Seiiti Arata. Time is the most important resource that you have because you need time to do any project or to complete any of your objectives. Unfortunately, time is also a very scarce resource, especially against so many distractions and obligations that we have nowadays. From the notifications on your phone to that person that needs constant attention, everything around you seems like it's wanting to take some of your precious time. A lot of times we want to have the power to stop time to take care of everything that we have to do. If stopping time in practice is impossible, you can at least learn some techniques that will give you basically unlimited time for you to work on your projects, accomplish your goals, or be able to do anything that you would like to do. And for that, you primarily need to dominate 3 pillars in order to use your time wisely. For all the time that you need, be clear about what you're doing, how much energy you have, and how present you are. Let's imagine that you could really pause time, that you could literally have the power to snap your fingers and make the clock stop. You would have unlimited time to do anything you want. And even if you have this magic power, stopping time would be useless if you would continue to scroll through social media on your phone, or if you wouldn't have energy for anything, or if you'd be distracted, thinking about failures in the past or concerned about the future. The writer Pedram Shojai says that what you get from your time depends on how you spend your time, how much energy you have, and how present you are in the moment. These are the 3 fundamental pillars to make good use of your time: your actions, your energy, and your attention. Our tendency is to think that time is something concrete. One day has 24 hours, 1 hour has 60 minutes, and 1 minute has 60 seconds. It doesn't matter what you do about that. It's always going to be this. But the truth is that our perception of time is way more flexible, and it can be molded if you know how to manage these 3 pillars. All of us know that 1 hour can pass really quick and can be useless when we are procrastinating, with no energy, with no focus. Or it can pay off if we're doing something positive with energy and mindfulness. Objectively, time is an immutable dimension, but subjectively, you can stop time. Our perception of time, something that can be modified using the right techniques. Use mindfulness to change your perception of time. Gain clarity by asking the right questions. Your perception of time is what makes hours pass by so quickly that they are useless for your objectives, while other hours can seem like they last way more and they can generate more results. How can you intentionally change your perception of time? By asking the right questions about the 3 pillars of the good use of time: what you're doing, how much energy you have, and how focused you are. First, ask how you're using your time. What are you doing? Why are you doing what you're doing? Is this the best use of your time right now? Not all of your time needs to be spent on productive activities. Sometimes the best way to use your time is just to get distracted and rest, doing nothing. But this needs to be done intentionally, with a lot of clarity. The worst thing is when you waste your time with distractions. You should be doing something important, should be making better choices. Secondly, evaluate your energy. Are you feeling cheerful, enthusiastic, willing to do your chores? Or are you tired, exhausted, with no energy for anything? Your energy levels depend on physical and also psychological factors. From the physical side, you need to sleep well, consume minimally processed foods, drink water, and practice physical exercises. And from the psychological side, you need to avoid the excess stress and anxiety. And the third point, evaluate your focus. Are you focused in the present moment with mindfulness to what you're doing, or is your mind distracted in past events, or is it concerned about events in the future? I already talked about the importance of mindfulness in episode 160 in the series Hello, Seiiti Arata. Summing up, mindfulness means being absolutely focused on what you're doing. Concentrate on the present moment, and don't let yourself get distracted, and don't get caught up by thinking about the past or the future. A good technique to use mindfulness to get the best out of our time is to move slower. Instead of running out there wanting to do everything at the same time to be more productive, stop, breathe. Put all of your attention on what you're doing at the moment. Only one tab open, only one activity, no distractions. Do what you're doing in a calm manner and do it well so you don't have to redo it later. Be slower to be more productive. It seems strange in the beginning, but after you get used to it several times, you will start to think that time simply stopped around you while you're doing your tasks with intention, with energy, and mindfulness. Manage your actions to conserve your time, your energy, and your attention. Time, energy, and attention are limited, they are essential resources. None of your life projects will be achieved if you don't invest time, energy, and attention to these goals. And since they are limited resources, you need to learn how to manage your resources very carefully. Don't waste time, energy, and attention with projects that don't make sense to you anymore. You don't have to be stuck in bad decisions from the past. You can drop a book in the middle. You can quit a course that doesn't seem to be interesting to you anymore. You can even quit a job that is no longer worth it. Pay attention to how much opportunities can cost. When you dedicate time, energy, and attention to objectives that don't make sense anymore, you are not investing these three resources that would be more useful to you. Protect time as if you were protecting a very valuable material asset. Think about a very valuable piece of jewelry that you have in your house, a diamond ring that is worth a lot of money in the jewel market. Would you let a valuable diamond ring anywhere in the house? Would you use this ring in a careless way, risking getting it dirty, damaged, or even lose it? Probably not. Our tendency is to protect carefully the valuable things that we have. In the same way, we should protect our valuable immaterial assets, especially the most important resource that you have, which is time. The best way to protect your time is to observe what you are receiving in return when you are investing your time in some type of activity. Before starting a project or committing yourself to an objective, always ask yourself how much time you're going to invest and what is the expected return. And this return doesn't always mean money. Investing half an hour in physical exercises gives you return in terms of energy and health. Investing a whole afternoon in meeting with friends in return gives you some relaxation and human relationships. Now, what do you earn when you invest 2-3 hours of your day by looking at your phone and scrolling down through the infinite feeds of social media? What do you earn when you're just sitting in front of the TV, channel surfing, not knowing what you're actually doing? You have more time than you imagine. The freedom of choice is always in your hands. When we say that we don't have time for anything, normally we are dividing our day into big blocks of time. And then we say, oh, I spend 8 hours sleeping, 8 hours at work, 1 hour for lunch, another hour traffic to go and to come back, so there is no time left for anything else. In a way, the same people that say this, they can find time to check all social media platforms to keep up with the champion team or even binge watch the popular TV series at the moment. So even if the big blocks of time occupy a great part of your day, managing time is always a matter of priority. And the priority is about choosing. The freedom of choice is almost always in your hands. You probably can't choose exactly your working hours, but you can choose what you're going to do with the small intervals that appear during those office hours. You cannot choose the time that you're going to be spending while you're doing your commuting, but you can choose what you're going to do with that time. Are you going to be reading the sports news from your championship, or are you going to listen to some educational podcast, an audiobook, or maybe even a course? There is nothing wrong about one choice or the other. You just need to be clear about what you're choosing and decide if that choice is aligned with your objectives. Besides that, when you have clarity about what you want and how you're spending your time, you can decide more safely to give up commitments that don't have any sense anymore in your life. Your liberty is also in how you do your obligations. If you can't give up a commitment, you can always make this commitment with more energy, more attention, making the most of your time. Do you want to see one example of freedom of choice? Well, it is the smartphone. The smartphone is always pictured as the big enemy that prevents you from having good use of your time. But you can choose to use that device not to check social media, reading news and sending messages, but yes, to consuming educational material, to organize your chores and produce more in less time. Therefore, whenever you find yourself complaining that you don't have time for anything, or that you would like to make time stop to account for everything that you have to do, just reflect. Observe which activities you're doing, what is your level of energy, and mainly if you are in the present moment. Managing these 3 resources, you can change the perception of time to produce more and better. You can't make time stop, but you can change your perception of time to make progress in every minute the best way possible. And for this, you need to manage 3 resources: the good use of time, your energy, and your attention. And using mindfulness, you can do all your activities with focus, with energy, with intention. You can move slower and have the sensation that time stopped around you so you can finish the activities with more quality. Besides that, you can use techniques on managing time to obtain even more results with your actions. I teach various of these techniques in a special class from the course Productivity Ninja about managing time, and you can see that class right now by going to arata.se/time management.